Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vicky and this is my October update for the Throwback 30 project. So I have not been doing a whole lot of makeup. I am struggling with finding motivation. I did makeup today for the first time in like 2 weeks. But that's okay. I did it today. I enjoyed doing it. I do enjoy doing makeup. So like, it's not like oh God, I gotta put makeup on. It's just finding that motivation of, I don't know, getting out of my pajamas and putting some clothes on and getting pretty for the day. And the thing is I'm still not going back to an office. I'm still working from home. So I think that's part of where that lack of motivation lies, because when I was going to the office, I was wearing makeup at least 3 days a week, if not more. So I'm trying to get in the mindset of putting on makeup at least twice a week. So my boyfriend comes over twice a week, so I'm trying to make those like definite makeup days. Of course, he's like seen me at my worst and my sickest, and I mean, we've been together for a few years, so he already knows what I look like without makeup. It wouldn't be a surprise. But I'm also trying to get in the mindset of, if I have a meeting that day, whether it is Zoom or just even if it's just via phone, to get up and like get made up that day. So I'm trying to get back in that habit, which will put me back in the makeup usage for 3 days a week at least. I don't put makeup on when I leave the house, simply because I'm still wearing a mask even though I'm vaccinated. Just because I'm immune compromised, I want to be super extra careful. So I try not to go anywhere but the grocery store, and if you've seen my latest video, Bath & Body Works, if I have a coupon. So, but anyway, let's get into the products I am currently focusing on. So one of the things I've talked about in my last few videos, is that I'm struggling to try to not get hyper-focused on a specific product. And again, it goes back to like, I'm not hate panning anything. I'm just like, I get hyper focused. I'm like, oh, I want to finish this. But then I forget in my head, like if it's a brand new eyeshadow, it's going to take me a really long time to pan. And I think it didn't really click in my head. Like the goals that I was setting for myself were super unrealistic. Like I'm like, yeah, I brought this into the project and I'm going to finish it. Great. What about the rest of the items in the project? Yeah. So what I've done is I've started to do, and I have a bunch of bullet journals that I'm not using, so I'm like, why don't I use them for project panning? So I, at the beginning of November, went through beginning of November, let's try that again, in October, but I put November because it was right at the end of October. But I put panning goals, and I listed everything that I wanted to work on in the next month, 2 months, but I just put the date in here that I thought I was going to start it, but I ended up actually putting makeup on in October. And I made some realistic goals for myself, which was not like, hey, I want to finish all of these items. I'll get there eventually. It's not a race. And I think I really had to remind myself of that. So this will also help me rotate through my products. So when I pick products, I use the wheel, and I'll pick 4 or 5 products, and now I'm setting small goals for them. Right now I'm sticking between 10 to 20 uses, which is decent. I also realized when I was marking uses for things, and I think this is why I had such a hard time when I started panning and marking uses, that I only marked it once if I used it that day. But like, let's say I used my bottle of perfume 3 times that day, I was still only marking it as 1 use. And I'm like, okay, I have to be more cognizant of the fact that if I use something, it counts as a use. Now I'm talking about like a palette, right? Where like, even if I used every color in here, I would still count this as 1 use because I used the palette 1 time. But if I went and reapplied again during the day, whether it's 2 or 3 times, those will each count. So it's wrapping my head around this. I've only been panning for a 1.5 years now. So I'm still kind of learning what works for me. And I think that's why I watch so many of the Project Pan videos, is that not only do I like to see what you guys are working on and, you know, hearing your stories about what's going on in your life and all of those wonderful things, but I think it's kind of helped me sort of realize that I can keep switching it up and there's no hard and fast rules for panning. The only rules are the ones that I make for myself, really, and I was being too hard on myself. So with that said, now we're going to talk about what I'm currently focusing on. So right now, and I have this on today, and I love this oh so much. And this eye look is from the ColourPop Miss Bliss. And in October, I used this palette 4 times. And I've been focusing on the color I chose for the Throwback 30 was of Quartz, which is this shimmery orange color down here, but I've been pairing it with this color right here. And that one is called Optimist, and I really like the color. I didn't think orange was going to look good on me, because like when I put orange clothing, colors that don't look good on me are orange, green, and yellow. Like they don't play well with my skin. This, I fell in love with orange eyeshadow, so there is that. And then also used 4 times in the month of October, and I got this actually, I guess it's the Etude House Grapefruit Jelly Blusher. Now keeping in mind, we've talked about the fact that I have rosacea. I don't ever wear blush, but this came out really nicely. It's a little bit bright. I'll do a swatch. It's a little bit bright. I don't know if you can see that with this terrible lighting. I've asked Santa Claus for a digital camera for Christmas. I already have a ring light, and eventually I'll be able to get rid of these to get contacts when I finally go back to the eye doctor. Anyway, off track. I don't know if you can really see that. Let's try again. A little bit. So it's slightly more pigmented than like my skin tone. And it comes with this cute little puff. I actually got this through my Amazon wishlist group. One of the ladies gifted it to me, so thank you. I appreciate this oh so much. I did use this. How many times did I use this? Let's try that again, because I obviously can't count X's. Let's try. I did use this 5 times, and this one 5 times. So I did my makeup 5 times in the month of October to show you how little I've been doing makeup. So that is what I used just this month. I want to use both of the items I just showed you 5 more times, and then I'm going to roll them out and I want to focus on something else. So my something else I want to focus on is going to be the ColourPop Aura and Out, and I chose the shade Young Love. It's just this white, it's just a white eyeshadow, which I thought would be very pretty for like a winter look. I don't know that I'll pair it with any of the other colors in here. I think I might just wear it on its own as like a nice, just natural eye look with like some mascara. And then I've been using my, it's in my Beauty A to Z product, is my Urban Decay eyeliner in Freak. So it's just that pop of green. I thought that would be a really pretty kind of holiday look. So my goal for that when I get around to using that is going to be 10 times. And then this next item is also going to be for 10 times that I'm planning on focusing on next, which is going to be this little Morphe palette. This is the, does not say, oh, it's a 3B. I always call it the 3X, but it's a 3B. And it's just these nice neutral shades here. And so the color I chose to focus on is going to be the shade in the middle, which is going to be Velvet, right there. So I'm just kind of trying to remember that as I'm doing these projects, it's okay to do baby steps. I'm clearly not going to use up an eyeshadow in the space of like a month, unless I've already used it for months and months and months, and then there's that possibility of hitting pan. I mean, if we look back to my Beauty A to Z project videos, I had a highlighter in there. I called it the highlighter that would not die. It took me 9-10 months to hit pan on that highlighter. That's a long time. So if you think about that, like with every eyeshadow, and I used that highlighter every time I did my makeup. I did not use any other cheap product. That was it. Now, granted, again, we go back to the fact I don't do makeup every day, but that's still a long time to try to hit pan on something. So I realized that if I'm just focusing on one thing and trying to hit pan and then moving on to the next one I hit pan, it's not going to work. Because number one, I get bored easily. So we'll just start there. But then I'm neglecting everything else that I have brought into a project and my other products and things like that. So those are the 2 items I'm working on, the 2 that I'm looking forward to using. And that is it for now. That's my October update for my Throwback 30. I know we're at the tail end of November. Vicky's super behind on videos, so that's what I'm doing tonight, is tossing out a lot of videos. So if you have nothing to do, pop some popcorn, grab some coffee, some tea, some snacks, like what have you. Christmas tree cakes are back out, you guys. If you love those, I managed to find 2 boxes. My boyfriend was out yesterday and brought me 2 boxes of Christmas tree cakes because I could not find any last year. And the first box of Christmas tree cakes I found this year were chocolate. And I'm like, no. Those cakes were always the little white frosted trees when I was little. I don't want the chocolate ones. And granted, I love chocolate anything, but no, those trees classically, for me, they have like a hint of lemon in them. So I think I would miss that if I had the chocolate ones. So, and he also brought me some holiday scented wax melts for me and Kiki Candle last night. So I got a little spoiled last night, which was a nice treat. The gifts were very much appreciated. So anyway, just bragging a little bit, just yakking. Anyway, let me know how your projects are going. If you're doing this project, let me know. I would love to follow you and see your progress on your items. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!